to the Scam Slam channel. I'm here to bring you content from both shady and some not so shady individuals on TikTok. Ever scrolled through your For You page and come across a sketchy scam or a questionable character? Well, you're not alone, and that's where I come in. On this channel, I'll be diving deep into the world of TikTok to expose scams, scammers, and problematic content to steer clear of. From beggars, scammers, fakers, liars, abusers, and awareness creators that you watch, I'll be here to share it all. I'll be doing it all through showing live streams and adding in comments where appropriate. Be sure to look out for those red flags. So if you want to stay informed on what's really going on in the world of TikTok, then hit that subscribe button and join me on this wild ride. Let's expose the truth together, and reminder, don't send money to anyone on TikTok. Alexa, volume 4. Hi, Palermo. Good morning, Becca Lynn. How is everybody this morning? Everybody prepared for the big weather storm? My dog. My dog swears she came out of me. My God. It's cold as fuck. Cold as fuck. Hi, Morgan. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're well. I'll change the, Hey, Free Spirited, how are you? Good morning, Tatted Virgo. How are you? Cold, I know. I know, Morgan, I know. It's crazy out here in these streets. I do know that. At the end of the fuckery that I'm gonna talk about today, I'm gonna go over some stuff to do with ice as well. Alexa, volume 2.
I hope you do too, Morgan. Let me change this a little bit here. Hold on. Hold on a minute. What do we got here? This is a good picture, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So, it's never my intention when I come here to make people feel bad about things, or not really my intention to drag people, right? Nor is it my intention to do that to somebody that I've shown patience and grace and understanding and all the things to, okay? A lot of grace. A lot of grace. So I do not feel like I have to make every single one of my opinions public. Okay? I don't. I don't feel the need to run here and start screaming about things every fucking day. But since the person that I'm setting this boundary with is not accepting the boundary and wants to run around the internet and be messy like she's been since the beginning of this, I am here to be messy too. I'm definitely going to answer. Diana, how are you? Beautiful. Good to see you. Okay, so let's really talk about it, and let's just be honest, because from since the sun came up today, I've been dealing with dishonesty, and I'm about up to my fucking eyeballs in it. So Farrah likes to call people her friends and likes to tell people, you're my friend, but you're my friend, but you're my friend. And that word keeps being used and tossed around, right? So yeah, Farrah, you were my friend. And being your friend, I stood by you, right? I was defending you and doing all the things, right? Being there for you as a friend. And then you see what happened was a night came where Florida Man had held alive. And I was completely fucking blindsided to find out what nails really meant. That was troubling to me. And the reason it was troubling to me is because you use that word friend. Honesty would have been at the forefront of our relationship. Never in a million years would you have had me believe that you were ripped off on the internet for an amount of nails that no human could possibly ever use in a lifetime. So when I was blindsided by the drugs, I took a very large step back. Because I would never try to link criminal activity to any friend of mine. That I promise you. Now, another thing that red flagged for me was when you immediately threw all of that gifting in their face. I noted that. I said noted right next to that when that happened. That was a little red X, noted. Because I knew then that behavior was going to come back to me. And of no surprise, yesterday, when you chose to call me an awful person, yes, you called me an awful person, and then immediately complained about the money you gifted Abood and Bilal. But you see, Farah, that was not shocking to me. That was, in fact, expected. I knew you were going to do that. So when you did it, what did I tell you? Here's what I told you. Quit fucking telling me about that fucking biopsy. Quit fucking telling me about the chemo brain. Quit fucking telling me about all the things that make you do this. Because in fact, I don't fucking accept it. I'm fucking sick of it. Not only are you doing that to me, but you've done that to a lot of other people, and people are seeing that. Now, did I feel like I had to run to the internet with this opinion and what I feel? No, I was trying to give you the benefit of the fucking doubt, thinking that this is a really big addiction. This woman is in active addiction. I was showing you grace and respect. Those things are not what you showed me. And it's definitely not what you're showing other people either. It was completely cemented in for me yesterday when we had words, and then you chose to run to Tekla's chat and become involved. Baby, you're messy. You're messy from the toes to the nose, baby. Diana, I'm going to reach out to you. Can I pet that dog? Hi, love. We're going to talk about some ice stuff when I'm done addressing this other stuff. Thank you. The dog is so cute. Hi, Thrive. Good morning, Brittany and Frank. Vegas girly. I mean, if you don't know what's going on, then, I mean, you can sit and watch. We're going to talk about some nice stuff here in a little bit. So, yeah. You can talk about the friend thing. You can, but I want everybody to take note, right? That, in fact, I was trying to keep this from the internet, but that screenshot from the comment you made, girl, those men. I'm going to tell you this, because not only that, but you went out of your way to create your own relationships with both of those men outside of my relationship with you. You went personal with them. You wanted to be, and now what are that you advocated so strongly for? And I think that is abhorrent, and it makes me ill. I think that you owe them both an apology for that, because I sent Abood that message that you sent me, calling me an awful person and complaining about the money that you gave people that were experiencing a fucking genocide. Not for narcotics on the internet, not for just shits and motherfucking giggles, but to think that's fucking abhorrent. And I think if you were a true friend, you would have led with honesty. I've never been anything but honest with you, Farah. I also said that I would be your friend no matter what. But look at you now. Look at what you're doing now. Look at what you're, do you know when I came to you and said, why did you put hair extensions in the description of Bilal's money transfer, you had no answers, which I think that you typed that in there, Farah. I would think that you would be well aware of the reasoning why you did that. And I thought you would be easily explained to me why you did it. But then it looked like somebody was trying to tie me to illegal activities on the, if I would have known But this was about narcotics. I would have told that bitch to get fucked. In a New York minute. I would have never co-signed a fucking thing, defended a fucking thing to do with buying narcotics off of somebody on the fucking internet. Do you understand me? That's what you did. You got me involved in something that I had no idea the true length of what was going on. And that, ma'am, was because of you. Hello, I am enough. Thank you, Debbie. So are you. Well, yeah, what's your name? Janine? That's what I was doing, Janine. I was doing that, Janine. That's exactly what the fuck I was doing. Until today, Janine. That's exactly what the fuck I was doing. For weeks. Messy is as messy does, right? I can't help you. I can't help that you want everything on the forefront on the internet for everybody to see. You could have taken the boundary I set with you and kept it motherfucking pushing, but baby, here we are. Again, I am here with my opinion on how I feel about how I was treated in this. You're absolutely offered that same thing, Farah. Have the fuck at it. I give zero fucks. I don't move in a group here, nor do I give a fuck what a group of people feels about it. I just don't. I respect people individually, not as groups. I just don't. Never have. You have my individual respect, period. This is what I experienced with her. And you calling me an awful person? Baby, you need to stand in that very large mirror that you have in that bathroom. Stay there for a few minutes and self-reflect on the things that you've gotten people on the internet involved in. A lot of people at the beginning of this would have told you to get fucked if they knew it had anything to do with drugs. And that's just the simple fucking fact. You lied. You wanted this attention. I could get uglier with my opinion. I really could. I could get very ugly with this opinion. And how you weaponize money and illnesses, because that's what I truly feel. You weaponize money and illnesses. And I also cannot support that. You weaponize those things. And that's not anything that anybody should do. What Abood called it was ingratitude. And that's exactly what it is. It doesn't matter to me what people think of me. No kings. It doesn't. And people should be well aware of that. So, moving on to Tekla. This is the last thing that I am ever going to say publicly about this. Ever. I will not engage nothing. From this point forward, whatever happened, happened. How you feel about it is how you feel about it. How I feel about it is how I feel about it. And that's just the simple fucking truth, okay? I am exhausted with it. Other people are exhausted with it. The internet is exhausted with it, okay? This is the simple bottom line fact. Tekla was my real life friend for a very extended period of time. There is nothing. In fact, Me and Tekla stood shoulder to shoulder through real life shit. We shared childhood trauma. We shared giving up children at the same fucking time. Do you understand that? We were shoulder to shoulder through addiction, through really ugly things. We made it through real life trials and tribulations. There is nothing that I would not have stood shoulder to shoulder with that woman through. I would have stood shoulder to shoulder through the ugliest of internet wars with that woman, even if she was wrong. I would not have faltered, wavered, crumbled under any of it. I would have always been shoulder to shoulder with that woman, no matter what. Because nothing on the internet could have been worse than anything that we lived through together. Do you understand me? I know me well enough and my love for that woman to know that nobody on the internet could have ever made me doubt her, ever made me not believe her, ever let me not stand with her. It could have just never happened for me. Never. And that is the bottom line. Okay? Nothing else matters. I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to rediscuss it. Tara, the discussion we had today, absolutely horrible. And a big reason why this will never, ever, ever be resolved. That is my feeling on it. That is how I feel. There is nothing that I would not have stood with that woman through. Nothing. Because we had already been through it. Now, run around the rest of the day, re-listen to what I'm saying, question it, talk about it. Again, I just don't care. Okay? There was a man in Pittsburgh yesterday that got the dog shit beat out of him by ICE. Today, I'm going to call Governor Shapiro. I'm going to call Mayor O'Connor. I'm going to call my legislators. And I'm going to find out why this man was brutally beaten in the middle of the street in Mount Washington, Pittsburgh. And there was not one whistle, there was not one white face, there was nobody there. And he got the dog shit beat out of him. You want to watch the video? Yeah, so do I. Because again, these are the things that I want to talk about on the internet, not about this fuck shit all the time. Everybody else that's not interested in anything to do with ICE or the goings on in your country, please leave the live. because the only thing that I'm really interested in doing these days is protecting my community from the Gestapo that's beating down doors and kidnapping people. Does not matter who you are these days. It just does not fucking matter. So... yeah. Trigger warning. Trigger warning for some real life stuff that's going on in your backyard, that we all should be so very aware of. Let's go. Hold on. Let me get this. No, yeah, this isn't gonna be easy to watch if you care about stuff like this, so let's be careful. If you don't like to see this kind of stuff, then we'll give you a trigger warning because this is hard to watch.
Dice, ¿a poco vas a ir a jalar si no manches? Está menos 0 grados allá afuera. ¿No has visto mi cuenta de banco? Está menos 500.
If I can get it to come up. Oh, why can't I get the profile to come up? Oh, he must have added it to his story. All right.
Yo, dame tu nombre, yo, tu nombre. Yo, dame tu nombre. Yo, dame tu nombre, yo. 479, Darwin. Ven, dame un teléfono, corre. Dame tu
Does anybody have Who's King Triv on their share list? He's in my Instagram DM right now about this video, and I wanted to invite him to this live. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right.
Te estoy grabando, man, imbécil, no le pegues.
He's beating him now.
No le pegues, man, abusador.
Just beating the shit out of him.
Abusadores.
Whoa,
Oye, no
oh.
le pegues, te estoy grabando. Abusador, maldito, coño, abusador.
Hey, I can't not say anything. This goes on for almost 8 fucking minutes.
Baby, dame tu teléfono.
Oh, you see how he cocked back the swing again?
Ven, dame tu teléfono, corre, que tengo el cuarto. ves que le están pegando. Yo, no le des para atrás, bro. No le des para atrás porque te van a pegar y es peor. Baby, ¿dónde tu Facebook?
Bro, ahora la casa 469, por favor, corre, corre.
¿La casa cuál?
469 ya. Bro.
Cierra la puerta. No debe entrar nadie.
Corre, corre, 469, corre, corre.
¿Qué puerta? ¿Cuál puerta?
Uno.
Se llevan a tu esposo, a alguien familiar tuyo aquí, ICE. Míralo allá.
¿Pero por qué?
La gente de ICE, no sé.
¿Pero por qué?
No sé por qué. ¿Es tu esposo él? Ponte unos zapatos. Esa es la gente de ICE. Si tú no estás ready, no sabes, oíste.
I want to pause and make this perfectly clear. There is not one whistle being blown, not one white face to be accounted for. There was no community here. And I just want to say that I was very much afraid of this exact fucking thing happening in my community. This is something that I've been talking about in my community. Why we're not doing this in Pittsburgh, I do not know. But this man could have clearly lost his life because we did not show up for him. And I cannot say how upset I am. I'm absolutely disheartened. I have been drained of hopefulness by seeing one video in my own community of us not protecting our neighbors and rolling over for the fucking Gestapo. It breaks my fucking heart. And all the people that walk out and protest in Pittsburgh today, where are you in your community? Where are you in Mount Washington? Why did this happen and nobody came out of their home? Why? Why? I need answers, man. This
Llama a la casa San José.
Corre, ven.
No venga.
Por ahí, ven.
No venga. No venga, te dije, no venga porque te van a agarrar a ti también. Ah, pues ven entonces.
Ay, me está golpeando, ven.
Yo, you don't have to hit him. He don't hit you.
Ay.
You don't have to hit him.
Ay. No.
anybody that comes in my chat with an Israeli, Hebrew fucking stuff, no ma'am, they're blocked.
Me falta el aire, me están mandando salir. Me están mandando.
Yo.
Stop. Me falta el aire.
Yo, he cannot breathe. He told you he cannot breathe. He's telling you he cannot breathe. Yo, he's telling you he cannot breathe.
Dude, he was so serious.
He cannot breathe. He's uncomfortable. He cannot breathe.
Me tiene la cabeza encima, me falta aire.
Give me the other arm. Dame la otra mano.
Dame la otra mano.
Dale la mano, dale.
En este momento me falta el aire.
No te pegues.
Yo, dale la mano ya porque ya te agarraron. ¿Qué vas a hacer?
Dale la mano. Dale la mano. No te resistas, no te resistas.
Que me levante, me falta el aire.
Ok, ya.
Yo, he told you he cannot breathe.
Tranquilo, tranquilo.
He cannot breathe. He told he cannot breathe.
Pasa el aire. Tranquilo. No pasa nada, por favor. No pasa nada. Ay, ¿por qué? ¿Pero por qué te saliste? ¿Por qué hiciste eso?
Estaban escondidos los motherfuckers.
¿Pero por qué te saliste?
Ay, me golpearon.
Yeah, maybe he needs medical attention because he
No,
cannot
me falta el
breathe.
aire.
He said he told he cannot breathe.
You see him? Watch how he tries to start. Yeah, he shouldn't.
Llama la ambulancia.
La ambulancia.
Fucking pussy.
Ah,
Le falta el aire, espera.
hey, güey, puta, me falta el aire, ayúdame.
He can't, hey, yo, he
See?
cannot breathe.
No, he doesn't want you to record his face now. He doesn't want you to record his fucking face now because he knows what the fuck he did. He doesn't want you to get his face.
Yo, he told he cannot breathe. Please, yo, please. Stand, please.
Roll over. Ahí, sacame el teléfono del carro.
Do you need a medic for him?
Do you need a medic for him? Man, I'm going to jail if this happens in my neighborhood. I need you guys to know I'm going straight to fucking jail if this happens in my fucking community. Oh my god, dude. Oh, I'm going straight to jail. I ain't passing nothing, collecting shit.
Hey, chill. Chill.
They hit him a lot before I go.
Me either, Tatted. Me either. I cried. I was heartbroken about this. I could not wait until this morning. They're scared to fucking death because they're pussies. They're pussies. Every single fucking one of them are big baby back pussies.
Le van a dar otra vez que él no se calma. Mira, lo van a prender, mira.
Stop.
Sí.
Fucking quit doing it. I know. Fucking quit.
Gallos de policía negro.
Now, there's the cop. The actual cop. And I hear the cop say, I need to see him.
El tipo se la quitó y le echó a él también.
And then the video cuts off. I would love to know. I would very much love to know what Pittsburgh police had to say about that. I've reached out to this creator to even get more context to what happened after, but I don't think he speaks English. This is a problem, and this is when I come here and say, look at what's going on in Minnesota. Take notes. Please take notes. Every community across this country should be watching their lives, every live, and taking notes about what community looks like. And then we can refer to this video in Pittsburgh, and then we can say this is what happens when community does not show up. That's what happens when community does not show up. They get the dog shit beat out of them like animals. Now, if you're not a person in your community that is willing to put their body out there, their head, their body, and everything, and accept the consequences that come along with protecting your neighbor, I don't want you on my page. From this point forward, I don't want anybody that isn't completely fucking willing to get out there when their neighbors are being beaten and kidnapped in the streets. I don't want you on my page. If you're not willing to call the governor's office today and say, I want you to look at this video of this man being brutalized by ICE, and I want you to respond to it, I don't want you on my page. I don't want anybody here that isn't willing to walk over fascism, that isn't willing to look at it in its face and call it what the fuck it is. Those are the neighbors I want around me. Those are the kinds of supports I want around me. Because when I tell you it's coming for every fucking one of you, you're on a list. Get it through your head. This isn't about immigrants. I've been screaming this for a fucking year. This isn't about immigrants. And you're fucking stupid if you think it is. You will be the easiest catch because you think that this is all about immigrants. Sit and get caught. It won't be me ever. Will ever go down licking a fucking boot. If you stand for people being brutalized, children being kidnapped and trafficked for sex, then sign on with them. Where are all the children, guys? Where are all the children? Where are the women and the fucking children? Where are they? Why is every voice in this country not screaming, where are the children? Why? Every woman, every mother should be screaming, where are the children? It's not like we don't have an entire pedophile ring running our country. Where are the fucking kids? If you're quiet, you're part of it. If you accept people being brutalized in the streets, you're part of it. If you close your door while it's happening, you're part of it. If you don't protect your fucking neighbor, you're part of it. Where are the children? And if you're okay with the answer that they are safely tucked away in a concentration camp in Texas, you are a part of the problem. From this point forward, on this account, when you show up to a live here, I will only be speaking about the things that matter, those things being the Gestapo, the brutality, the genocide that still has not stopped. 11 people lost their lives the other day. They bombed an entire car of journalists. What do you think that takes the journalist death count up to in Gaza? What do you think? What are they doing to journalism in your own country? Don Lemon. What are they doing? They're doing the same thing. A year ago, I came to my platform and I started screaming about Gaza. I started screaming to you about Gaza because I desperately needed you to make the fucking connection. I said it days and days and days on end. Make the fucking connection. Because if you can't make the connection between what's going on there and what is here, I can't help you. I can no longer help you. I will be called an alarmist. I will be called fucking unhinged. I'll be called all the things they want you to believe that I am when I can recognize a fucking pattern and when I know it's standing at my front motherfucking door. You know what else made me sick yesterday? That made me sick clear to my core, my bones. My bones ached when I got this fucking information. And the people that support this are just so hard for me to. Do you know, and let me just be real frank, did you know that your tax dollars went to the slaughter of hundreds and thousands of actual human beings? Horrible, horrible deaths fell onto babies that were just blown to bits. And do you know why? Your tax dollars funded that. Your tax dollars made it so they could have beachfront real estate. Do you get that? Has that sunk into your simple fucking mind? Have you actually allowed your mind to bend completely around that so that you can feel the full scape of what that means? A lot of people, I think, don't do that. They don't want to believe that because the amount of fucking guilt that comes along with slaughtering babies for prime real estate is wild. The fact that you can't make a relation between what's going on in Gaza and what is coming here is crazy to me. It's the same machine with the same two heads. What do you think is going to happen? I also saw something last night that me, who feels like I'm pretty awake to everything that's going on here, I actually got alarmed by what I did consider an alarmist, but now that I think about it a little bit more, I don't think she's such the alarmist. Because this is something that I've also talked about. Does anybody have a clear understanding of eugenics? I think a lot of people have to go back and really educate themselves on things that could make things make sense to them, okay? So when I heard the rhetoric framed around disabled people, right? That's when my mind went, wait a minute, what's going on? And that's when I really dug my teeth into some stuff, right? Do you know, I made a plan in my head, right, to leave this country. I did. I said I was going because I knew what was coming. And there are so many of us that are stuck and can't do that. And I get it. I'm one of them, right? But when I looked at the strategic planning of the placement of high amounts of ICE officers, I started questioning why they were there. As far as I know about Maine is very white. Maine is super white. So I questioned why they were moving into Maine. I questioned why they were moving large quantities into what I consider border states. What we consider border states. And then that did feel a little scary to me because it did feel like a little bit of kettling was taking place. The same kettling that I was scared of. My fear promotes anger. I try to educate myself to quell both. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think it's a very real thing. And I think people should probably pay closer attention to that. I won't go as far as to repeat what the woman said. I'm getting warnings now, of course, because I do believe her, but I would like you to take that content in with your own senses and make of it what you would like to. I don't want to have a bearing on that. I repost and I add so much stuff to my story. You can go to my reposts and learn a wealth of information. There's so much there. I repost constantly. I add to my story probably every 90 seconds, I would say. There is so much stuff on my story that you could sit down and watch and become informed on things. It might even spark you to go down a rabbit hole or two to become better informed. People that have been following me since that man took office last year know the things that I said, watched the things that I talked about actually happen. And for a year, this is where I wanted to be as a platform, and I'm taking the power away from all of you that keep me in this fucking nonsense. And this is my platform. When I hit the live button on this page, that's the only thing that will be discussed. I have other pages that I can talk shit on, don't worry. But this page is dedicated to what is going on in the here and now. If you want me to find you ways that you can help protect your community, I want you to reach out to me. Those are things that I want to do for you. If you're having a hard time finding rapid response trainings, even anywhere to go to find out where you can help your community, I will help you find those places. I recently joined the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I invite people to open their minds outside of capitalism and the imperialism that we have exercised our entire fucking existence. I want you to broaden your thoughts on what could be good, because I grew up in the 80s, right? I remember when we had community. I remember when I didn't see my parents for 8 to 10 hours out of a day, but there were parents with their fucking eyes on me. That does not exist anymore. That is what you want to go back to. When we relied on each other. Get the fuck out of here. I know you're lying, whore. I know you're lying. Get the fuck out of here. I know that that's what's going to get us out of this. I know it's the only thing that we stand a chance of surviving any of this is the community, not your online community. Yes, use your online community for the things that they're good for. Come here, use your voice, stand up. But that doesn't really matter if you're not helping the people in your physical community. Those are the people. That man that just got the dog shit beat out of him by ICE, a 7-minute video of that man getting the dog shit beat out of him because his community failed him. What happened in that video to that man in Pittsburgh is happening to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of other people in other communities that are simply not showing up. It is happening to thousands and thousands of human beings that your community is not showing up for. Minnesota is the bar. Minnesota is the blueprint. Minnesota looks so good that I might move to Minnesota. Those are the kind of people I want around me. Those are the kind of people I want around my neighbors. That if somebody pulls into my parking lot, everybody's coming out of their fucking house. with cameras, whistles, and their bodies. I said from the beginning, I know how I'm coming out of fascism. One of two ways, baby. Prison or death, because I refuse to accept this for anybody, not just myself, not just my granddaughter, not just my family. I refuse this for everybody around me, whether I know them, care about them, or do not. They're worth my time. You want to call Crash Out? And I changed that name and I love it. And it's staying that way because every single fucking one of us should be crashing out. Every single fucking one of us should be asking, where are the fucking kids? Thousands and thousands and thousands of children, where are they? Why? Why aren't you asking? You're asking me why I'm crashing out about it. I'm asking you, why aren't you? Why aren't you mad? Why aren't you scared? Why aren't you educating yourself? Why aren't you doing these things? Why do you want to be a lame duck? You want to accept fucking fascism. You want to accept really horrible things happening to really innocent fucking people, but you don't understand that you're the innocent person that it's coming for. You're watching it happen to all these people and you're in the comfort of your own home, not giving a fuck until it shows up at your door and nobody gives a fuck about that either. You know, I wondered about that. And let me be candid. Because I am, in fact, married to an immigrant. I immigrated somebody to this country. Currently still married to the man. And this would be his last known as far as immigration. That means that any minute now, those same masked men could beat down my motherfucking door looking for him. Do I want my neighbors to protect their neighbor? Absolutely. Do you feel safe, truly safe in your own home, knowing that these men can just do whatever they want? I don't care who you are. If you answer yes, that I feel perfectly comfortable, safe in my home with masked men, with the federal immunity of fucking Superman, they can do everything and anything they want. And then they'll come back and tell you you didn't see it. That's not what you saw. That's not what happened. You allow them to gaslight you. And you'll accept it. My husband did also, obviously, before me. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. All right, listen, that's all the yelling I'm going to do on the internet today because I have a whole lot of yelling to do to people that really fucking deserve it. And that's the governor, the mayor, anybody that had a hand in allowing the cooperation between local authorities and ICE. And yes, if you're in Pennsylvania like me, maybe go and look at what communities are directly helping ICE. I will tell you, in my community, I live in Beaver County. The Beaver County sheriffs, they are working very closely with ICE. My local PD also entered into the 287G agreement with ICE. Look that up. Has your community signed the 287G to cooperate with ICE to kidnap your neighbors? Do you even know? If do you agree that your local police and your local sheriffs that are here to to protect your community should be actively helping the Gestapo who's brutally kidnapping them? Do you think when you call your local police, are you going to feel protected by them when they're walking alongside the same people that are exercising the brutality and kidnapping of human beings in your neighborhood? Do you feel protected by your local police then? No, nobody does. When ICE came through a little town in my community called Ambridge, and you motherfuckers rolled over like lame ducks for them, and then I saw the same cops. I saw the same cops in that community when ICE came through. I saw those same cops act like fucking Nazis. I got video of Ambridge police acting like fucking Nazis. Oh, they loved it too, because they've been operating like that for a good 10 years prior to ICE. They couldn't wait. They've been acting like that prior, because they started getting trained by the IDF in the early 90s. Remember when police brutality really ramped up? Do you guys remember that? Can you remember back in your minds when police brutality really ramped up? It was after 9/11. The IDF moved into your local communities and started training your police forces right around 1993. That's where the brutality came from, that innate racism. I mean, have you ever seen an Israeli try to interact with a person of color? It's palatable. Their racism is palatable. You can feel it. That's when it really ramped up. Start making the connections. Start reading. Start understanding. And if you don't do another fucking thing, can you do something to protect the motherfuckers in your own community? If you don't do another thing, can you please do that? Because every time they take their mom and dad, they're taking that baby somewhere. Start asking where the fucking kids are. And please, like I said, if you don't do anything, please just protect somebody. I'm going to make phone calls. I encourage other people to do the same.